それは騎士としての気持ちだ。だから、私個人としては好ましく思ってはいるんだぞ、ウェイオル。
セラ。
ああ、も
う。今わしは確信した。そなた。
The Warrior Princess and the Barbaric King. This was episode 4, my friends. To be clear, I'm gonna doo-doo on this episode, but to be clear, I do like this show. On my anime list right now, shared in the description below, in the description, I have my anime list stuff. I try to keep that stuff updated, but it's so hard. Anyways, 3 episodes in, I had to rate it at a 7. So it's not like I was like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. But I did think it was a good show, right? 7 out of 10 is a good show. 6 is fine, 5 is average, right? It's kind of how that my anime list kind of rates them, right? My rating's a little different than that, but the way I kind of view the word, you know, good, great, you know, whatever. But anyways, I have it rated at a 7 out of 10. I think this episode was like a 6 out of 10, just being honest. I'm gonna put that there out front. I think it was like a 6 out of 10, like at best, probably like a 5.9, like a 5.8, like it wasn't very good because this episode was boring. I was so bored of this episode. And, again, like I say, when it comes through every week with every different show and every different anime and every episode, when you're watching a show, it's all dependent on outsourced things, right? How is your day going? How are your feelings? Are you having a good day, a bad day? Are you in a good mood, bad mood? Are you watching this in morning, in night, in afternoon? All those factors do make a difference, right? And to be clear, it's early morning right now before my work shift starts. I am this much into my coffee, so maybe I'm just not in the mood. I don't know, but this was effing boring. This was a boring episode. Cheers, mate. This was a boring episode. And what it did for me, what this episode specifically did, is it established the cadence of the rhythm of the show. It established what the show's gonna offer. And I don't know if I like that. I hate. And I hate hard and I love hard. That's the way I'm built. I love hard and I hate hard. I absolutely hate when a show has a shtick, okay? And to be clear, what that is defined as is a thing that it does over and over, like a thing that the show is built on, right? Like a shtick for like the typical high school romance show. Virgin boy is allergic to girls or allergic to any kind of sexual anything, or like has just an aversion, a perversion to a version of anything, right? So the shtick might be like a very forward girl's trying to hit on this guy. He's just allergic to it and constantly like he gets touched and he runs away. Or a shtick might be a boy always questioning like, does she like me? You know, that's a shtick. So the shtick that this made very clear that it's going to have all season long, it's going to get old so fast, is Serafina is going to constantly say, I can't be your wife. I refuse to be your wife, as she falls in love throughout the rest of the season, right? Her actions are going to say she's falling in love and she's totally on board being his wife. But she's going to say, my people, I refuse to fall in love. I refuse to be your wife. And she's going to keep going over it in every episode. I refuse to be your wife. I refuse to be your wife. I refuse to be your wife. Over and over and over. And I'm already over it. Just this episode alone, she did it like 2 or 3 times. Even at the end when they were having like their emotional bond, she's like, I refuse to be your wife. My people back home. But as a lady, it's like, ugh. It's just so, those things in anime, authors are addicted. They're addicted to like, ooh, but what if she says here? What if she says, I refuse to be? And what if she does it again? It's like, they're like addicted to these things. Like, it's so unneeded. So just on that alone, it's like, ah, oh, man, it's going to make the season a very hard watch because I'm already annoyed. I'm already overstimulated. That's the word people like to use now. I'm already overstimulated by that thing that just keeps happening over and over. The other things that I was annoyed at this episode was it introduced freaking everything, right? So one, it introduced dragons, which apparently, you know, this was last episode, but she had no idea, you know, truly existed in this manner, which it's like, okay, dragons can fly. That means that they can go across. They don't just say, oh, we just live here now. They're everywhere. So it's like, okay, well, why didn't you know that? Weird. But this episode also introduced dwarves and elves and spirits and tree spirits and fairies. And they try to make it cute. You know, VR was trying to explain like, oh, well, they just stick in the east because they try not to go west because, you know, the west is bad. Bull crap, okay? Because later on in the episode, the dwarves are talking and they're like, oh, well, people in the west, they often see us as dwarves and your reaction is a typical reaction to people from the west, okay? So you're going to tell me that they have lived in a magical world this whole time of dwarves and elves and fairies and tree spirits, right? And it, you know, specifically fairies, tree spirits and stuff like dwarves and elves, they can migrate, right? Like they can migrate to a specific country, a specific place. That kind of makes sense, right? Like I was oppressed here, they moved here. But then when it comes to spirits and tree elves and spirits and fairies and stuff like that, those typically, if there is fae, if there is spirit, if there is forestry, they have to exist everywhere. So they're just constantly in hiding. Nobody's ever seen them. They're only in storybooks. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. And I didn't really appreciate that line. It's just kind of like whatever. Then later in the episode, we found out, okay, Vior, although he looks like he's like a 45-year-old burly man, he's 18. I think we knew that already. But we found out that Seraphina is going to be 26. I think that's what her friend was saying. Niali is her friend who was a former knight of hers who also fought the barbarians. She lost. So then the guy who beat her, married her. She's happy as a clam now. Good for her. But I think she mentioned that Seraphina's turning 26. So she's, essentially 7 or 8 years older than Vior. No problem, right? Like that's no problem there, right? That's not exactly an issue. It more for her than for him, right? He has the appearance and the maturity of being way older, so that's totally fine. That's kind of a mood point, but definitely want to mention it. She has a couple of festivals. She gets a new sword, and then she wakes up to the fact that barbarians aren't barbaric, right? That they're not like these like evil caveman people. And that seems like such a stupid fact because it's just like, oh, okay, so you just thought that, oh, if they're different from me, that's bad. That's like me thinking, or you thinking like, oh, well, that culture, you know, we're in the West. So if you live in the East or the South or the North or whatever, like, those are barbaric people, right? That's like me, you know, what's like a random country like Australia or like China or Russia or something like that. To be like, oh, well, they're barbaric people. Because I know nothing of them. It's like, of course, they just live their lives and they go to work and they go to school and, you know, they hunt and they do the things that people do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such a stupid, it's just dumb. But anyways, like, I don't know. This episode was just bad to me. So maybe I'm just thinking, maybe I'm overthinking. I do that a lot, you know, but that's the reality of reviewing stuff. Is these are my current feelings, is what it is. This was a 6 out of 10 for me, guys. Definitely need more romance. Definitely need more comedy. I don't need to see elves and all these other people. I just need to see more between Seraphina and Vior as she gets dominated by him. Definitely just need to see more of that. More love, more romance, less of everything else, because I don't think it's very good. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.